Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, really needs very little introduction, yet his journey is only the one that defines the Waaree story. Please welcome Mr. Jignesh Rathod, whole-time director and chief executive officer of Waaree Energies Limited, a driving force behind scaling Waaree Energies Limited into one of the largest solar manufacturing players globally. Mr. Rathod has been with Waaree Energies Limited for over 18 years. He joined us in November 2007 and growing alongside the company from a 30 megawatt manufacturer to a global top 10 solar PV powerhouse. A mechanical engineer from Gujarat University with an MBA from NMIMS and a doctorate in business administration from Xavier Institute of Business Management Studies, he brings rare depth combining technical rigor with strategic clarity. He was a driving force behind Waaree's manufacturing scale-up, technology integration, and large-scale execution before getting elevated to CEO effective March 21, 2026. He will now take us through Waaree's integrated solar value chain and technology roadmap that underpins our ambition. Can we give a big round of applause for Mr. Rathod as he makes his way on stage?
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. To our long-standing investors, our analysts, partners, those joining us for the first time, thank you for being here. Thank you for my Waaree colleague, Waaree family. Today, I will take you through Waaree's integrated solar value chain in PV technologies, and more importantly, I'll show you why we believe in next decade belongs to companies that has built the right ecosystem, not just the right factory. Before we dive in, let me set the context. The world is at the inflection point in energy, and Waaree is the center of inflection. Varun Bhai has given you many data points why these opportunities are there. That's where we are going. Disclaimer for the safe harbor. So Varun Bhai has already given you many stuffs on this. Global solar PV capacity today stands approximately 2.626 terawatts, and by 2030, it will be 7.4 terawatt. What drives this? Data centers. A simple Google search takes you 0.3 watt hour, and that if we put into AI, it consumes 10 times than that. Artificial intelligence we talked about. Robotics automation in entire Southeast Asia, all the industrialization is driving the energy demand. The biggest driving is electrical vehicles. China has already crossed 50% plus EV vehicles. India, the boom has started already. And economic growth. Last 15 years in this government, the vision is to become the developed country by 2047 and give the world an option other than China. That's driving big industrialization here. So this is not cyclic upswing. This is a structural multi-decade expansion driven by AI, data centers, EVs, and economic development. The geopolitical equations that has been changed since 2021, eventually in the COVID itself, it has changed, where major Chinese players not honored any single commitments to the US. And all the US investors and the energy producers or the energy required people are seeking an option than China. And India is the first option they could have, and that's the reason we could expand that from 2 gigawatt to 25 gigawatt. So even in this Ukraine position, Ukraine could do 1500 megawatt decentralized rooftop solar added in the Ukraine. So countries with higher renewable energy shares unexperienced lower electricity prices exposure during each crisis. China is completely unaffected in this all war situations because they have seen this 20 years ago and found this energy independence. Coming back to solar in the USA, one of the most important market for us as well. The US installed 50.2 gigawatt DC in 2024 with solar accounting of 54% of all the new electricity demand added. Cumulative capacity reached to 280 gigawatt DC by end 2025 and projected nearly triple to 769 gigawatt by 2036. What is critical important here? US is shifting decisively towards the local manufacturing and restriction on Chinese components. Whatever our government has done, US government is trying to do the same way. This is where our position becomes incredibly relevant, and I'll come back to our US plans in the upcoming slides. Now coming to our India. India is on track to cross 300 gigawatt of solar installation by 2030. This is backed by 5 wonderful drivers. Government policy push with over 75,000 crore in PM Surya Ghar Yojana, 24,000 crores in PLI, domestic manufacturing scale up from 80 to 160 gigawatt in modules and 15 to 120 gigawatts in cells, a 90% decline in solar cost, making it cheapest new power source, the rooftop solar surge targeting 1 crore homes and 232 gigawatt hours of energy storage by 2032. These all are enabling deeper solar integration. India's solar story is a convergence of policy, economics, manufacturing scale, and grid readiness. Where this all India's demand is coming from. So largely it is coming from C&I market, utility market, Kusum, open access, and rooftop market. C&I open access reached to 7.5 gigawatt in 26, a 10x growth. This is purely economic driven. Industrial tariffs are high, solar offers 30 to 40% savings, and corporates have ESG and RE100 demands. This is the stickiest segment because the economic case sustains itself regardless of subsidies. Agriculture solarization. As you know all, it is 191 gigawatt opportunity. PM Kusum Yojana, feeder level solarization, shift from diesel to solar pumps. Annadata will become the energy data or Urja data. And their income, what our PM has committed to make it double, that drives the entire agricultural solarization. Rooftop solar, again, one of the major driving force. We are looking at 9 to 10 gigawatt annually, growing to 11.5 gigawatt in upcoming years. When you add all the segments, utility scale, C&I, rooftop, agriculture, floating solar, factoring in realistic attrition and storage at attach rates, the Indian solar demands from financial year 27 to 30 is massive. The takeaway is that India alone presents a multi-year, multi-segment growing demand runaway, and Waaree is positioned across every single one. These are just numbers, all the PPTs are available. So how Waaree is positioned, and Waaree has become from 2007 in solar and since 1989 as a Waaree group. The foundation of Waaree is safety, integrity, and customer first. Whatever we are today is all because of our customers. They keep on putting the new requirements and we prepare for that always. These three foundations and our core values, we always dream big. We always excel into the execution with get it done. Whatever we do after deep diving into the subject and the strong team. All the founding members who have joined in 2007 are still with us. Even the second generation has started to coming into the Waaree. We are always ground to earth, conservative in approach, and we always try to improve and innovate for the customers. We have found various ways of the selling. We have found various products to sell, flexible modules, which is world never known, has started in even 2014, associated with the Merlin technologies, flexible technologies. When only 2 busbar cells were there, we have come out with the multi-busbar technologies. This is where based on the core values and foundation for the customers we are today. We started the journey with 25 gigawatt, 100x growth, we are at 25 gigawatt from 25 megawatt. And you can see the numbers also. The first year turnover in financial year 28 was just 27 crores. And last year was 26,000 crores. Again, 1000x. It is not in percentage, it is in times. 18 years of 30 gigawatt modules are deployed in the ground. Almost 6.2 crores modules are generating the power in ground since last almost 18 years. How we have built this? It's not just a factory of putting line and assembly line, but a complete ecosystem. To build a solar line isn't easy, but to put a 25 gigawatt entire ecosystem, needs the complete complex system. Capacity building is always in a core of ours. So best-in-class technology partners, best-in-class equipments, that's what drives us onto the capacity building. Each year, we have continuously grown ourselves by building the capacities. Multi-tier supply chain, to get 100 glasses a day is very easy. To get 200,000 glasses every single day is a complex system. It needs very complex and agile planning between all the departments, stakeholders, end to end. Also, logistics. In last financial year itself, total 58,000 trucks coming in and out. Every single day, 365 days, 158 trucks would load at the factories. New and innovative ways of selling, as I told. We are the only company selling the modules on e-commerce sites at such large scales. With KIT as a solution provider, retail franchisee partners, serving the utilities, C&I, global markets. So we just generally says, you give all your worries to us, to our customers, and we give you whatever solution you want. Quality certification is the basic backbone. Today, more than the EPC partners, lenders are controlling the quality because energy is the income for them. Power selling is the income for them. So they are very much particular about quality certifications. 90% of the modules being manufactured are being inspected by top-level third parties, starting from incoming to the outgoing. R&D, process control, performance, that drive us completely best in the class. This year itself, we are going to spend more than 200 crores in the technology and R&D. Experienced talents built over decades, 12,000 people working day and night, all the factories producing these modules. Customer bankability, you will see in upcoming slides how it is hard to get, how it is consistent to get. Almost every fifth day, there is an audit from the customers or the third-party inspectors. And it all needs ESG and traceability systems. 50% US customers are there. Each and every customer wants the complete traceability until the cradle to grave. And scale is not linear. It's a phase change. What efforts needed to build a 100 megawatt is not equivalent to 1 gigawatt and not at all equivalent to 10 gigawatt plus. It requires complex architect of MES, IoT, digital twin. It requires a people who can think ahead of the time. We can think what problems can come in next month, next 2 years before. It requires long-term upstream integrated supply chain. It requires global utility and IPP customers continuously because it's not easy to sell every day 50 megawatt modules that we are being made currently. And Capex, which we'll see in upcoming slides. So the jump of 1 to 10 gigawatt is not 10 times harder. It is fundamentally different capability, and very few companies outside China have made this jump, and we are one of them. We are the largest outside China. So this slide shows the Capex staircase. Module only requires one level of capital. Cells, it rises sharply. Adds ingot and wafers, it jumps further. A full integration with polysilicon to module and scale, capital intensity rises approximately 10 to 17 times. At the bottom of the staircase, most players can enter. At the top, only few players globally have the capital, capability, and courage to commit. This is Waaree's structure moat. We have already climbed this staircase. New entrants are looking at the base, wondering if the climb is worth it. That asymmetry is our advantage, and it only grows over time. The Capex staircase creates a natural oligopoly at scale. Waaree is already at the top. New entrants face 10 to 70x capital barriers with execution risk. So this is polysilicon to module entire value chain where Waaree is. We've invested into United Polysilicon at Oman to have the complete polysilicon security for our US market, non-FEOC requirement. Outside China, there are only 3 companies before Oman Polysilicon, which is Wacker Polysilicon in Germany, Hemlock in USA, and OCI in Malaysia. This is 4th company outside China where we have invested. Ingot wafer is coming up at Nagpur. Cell, you will see in next slide. It's already running 5.4. 10 gigawatt is upcoming soon. Couple of months ago, our board has approved 2,500 TPD glass Glass is the major component, and you know the capacity of India today. We're completely dependent on outside. With this, we will be independent of importing, and also this can supply as a non-FEOC supply to USA. This is how the 10 gigawatt, this is our own plant rendering image, 101 acre land with 69 acres of the build-up area. It will produce 28 megawatt a day. So when someone says that they will build the 10 gigawatt cell capacity, I would encourage you to look at the image and ask, have they ever built something like this before? At Waaree, we have. Scale is physical, complex, and execution intensive. Waaree's track record here is the greatest proof point. Based on all this, what Waaree's adaptive manufacturing at scale, multiple plants, many products, all technologies, all markets. Product mix, market mix is our motto. So multi-SKU capabilities into the solar modules. 2015, we have made the HJT cells, HJT modules with the Japanese collaboration. Merlin technology, flexible modules when nobody knows how the multi-bus bar cells were coming in. Going forward, we are continuously investing into the technology, may it be back contact, tandem, perovskite. Current outstanding order book based on this, customers and channel flexibility, 53,000 crores, it's a long-term orders. 20% of the orders are just cash and carry business like ATM. The customer puts money, they get the modules. Other 20% are 2 to 3 weeks delivery times where the customer comes, select and take away. So this is all 53,000 crore order book is without retail order. Let me repeat, 53,000 crores of confirmed outstanding orders excluding retail business and the cash and carry business. This is the strongest validation of our manufacturing capability, product quality, and market trust. Adaptive manufacturing at scale is a rare and powerful competitive advantage, and the order book is the proof. Risk management is one of the key that we are mitigating at our level, and when no barriers were there from China, at that time also we were very much competitive into the market. And we manage risks through the structural integration, absolute transparency with all our stakeholders. This is what the Waaree's strength, we align to the regulatory tailwinds. May it be India, may it be USA. So we are uniquely positioned to benefit and align with the regulatory tailwinds. May it be ALMM list, BIS certification, PLI incentives. US is coming up with the many regulations. You can see the US continuously putting the sanctions or the duties on countries. They are bringing up the big beautiful bill. Now they are going ahead with the domestic manufacturing. So we have been 4.6 gigawatt capacity there in US itself. People are trusting us. The customers are coming in. They are booking facilities and production for next 5 years. The ULFPA compliance, China plus one strategy, IRA incentives. I have my US head also with me, Mr. Vikas Patel, would like to bring on dais to say a few words on the US side as well. Vikas bhai.
Thank you, Jignesh bhai. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As Jignesh bhai introduced me, Vikas Patel. I am leading the operations in US, the 2 sites that we have over there. Right now, you heard a lot of different stuff related to where the future is, how Waaree is staged themselves and positioned themselves for the future, right? But when you talk about US, not only in India, but in US also, the demand is so high. Right now, we are looking at 50 to 60 gigawatts of supply needed in US, which is just a drop in the bucket for US market. The growth is exponential in US, especially when you look at in the US market, still 80 to 85% of the product has been imported from outside. There is such a less capacity in US that the growth for us is exponential over there, especially with the restriction on the Chinese manufacturers. We have a huge opportunity out there. Right now, we are positioned for almost 4.6 gigawatts of capacity by the end of this year, and more to grow as we go towards the future. And what I would like to say also is that the supply chain, the growth and the manufacturability and the capability in the US market with the supply chain issues, the skilled labor also is a challenge for us in US, right? So with all of those challenges, where we are positioned ourselves are in a very good, I will say we are in a very good position for the future in US also. So the other thing is that Waaree, we are not the only one that are exporting over there, but we are manufacturing over there as well. And with the requirement of domestic material requirement US, there are a lot of future growth and opportunities which the leadership will disclose in the near future as to what are the other growth plans and how we are going to be able to support the domestic content for the US market. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas bhai. So this is all what is needed to get the customers continuously, repetitive customers. Almost 90% customers are the repeat customers, which are joined with the Waaree. We are Tier 1, Bloomberg Tier 1 since last 39 quarters. Any modules goes into US needs to be certified by RETC or PVEL. These are the two independent laboratories who certifies. They have a very stringent criteria for the testing of the modules. It is almost 3 times tougher than the normal IEC standard. They come into the factory, they select the modules, they take the modules to their lab, and test the modules, and they give the results directly to the customers. We are continuously coming every year as an overall achiever awards in both PVEL, Kiva, and RETC. PVTech is publishing bankability rating. I think we are the only one company at the AL grade. Of course, ALMM is the Indian government initiatives. EcoVadis, again, the sustainability. So these are the major achievements which cannot be done overnight. It's a continuously efforts for over the period of time with the stringent process control, quality control, and hard work by the people in the factories. These are the 5 pillars, what we call it's our moat. Integration is the strategy and execution is the proof. Scale, integration, agility, bankability, and capital. Scale gives us the cost leadership, integration gives us a control, agility lets us respond to the market shifts, bankability gives us access to the best project, and capital gives us the firepower to invest in the future. Varun Bhai has also shown in the vision of our chairman, full stack solution provider. The world needs more clean energy than ever before. The structural demand is undeniable. The geopolitical imperative is clear. The AI revolution demands it, and the solar is the answer. In this landscape, Waaree stands as the largest non-Chinese solar manufacturer in the world. We have the scale, integration, and technology, certification, and the execution track record. Our order book of 53,000 crores tells you the market trusts us. Our widening market leadership tells you we are compounding. And our investment across the entire value chain, starting from polysilicon, glass, cells, wafer, US manufacturing tells you we are building for the long term. Waaree Unbound 2 is not just a theme, it's our ambition. Unbound by geography, unbound by scale limitations, unbound by the single product definitions. We are building an integrated solar ecosystem that will power the future. Complexity is our moat, integration is our strategy, execution is our proof. As a CEO, my commitment to all the stakeholders, investors, customers, we will lead with the discipline, not the aggression. We will prioritize returns, not just growth. We will build global capabilities, not just the capacity. We will deliver predictable compounding performance. As they say, market do not reward ambition, they reward execution over time. And that is exactly what we will deliver. Thank you. Jai Hind.